Is it safe out there? It depends on me. It depends on where I go and when, how I go down or up, and also how well prepared I am for the worst to happen. We're going to be looking at under each one of these headings, making decisions, risk management, and crisis management. So the first answer to the question, is it safe out there? Where you go and when. So this is a lot about decision making, and it's really important, I think, to choose the people that you ride with. If these are people that are taking more risk than than you're comfortable with, think about maybe riding with other people. If they're people who are taking less risk than you're comfortable with, think about riding with people who are more comfortable taking more risk, because you don't want to be pushing people and you don't want to be pushed by people either. Where are you going when? The first answer to the question, is it safe out there? Making decisions. We looked at secured areas and unsecured areas. We looked at going over or under 25 degrees. Under 25 degrees slopes, like under a black run steepness, is getting into risk avoidance areas, as long as there's not steep slopes above you. But once you want to go steeper, you think about things. Snow stability, you look for clues, avalanche forecasts, talk to locals, wind loading on slopes, the recent avalanche activity, and that whoomphing that can give you a sign as well. So to get into the section here, is it safe out there, how you go down or up, is choosing a route selection, is risk management. You chose to go on a steep slope with some fresh snow on it, and so how can you limit the danger once you're on a steeper slope with fresh snow on it? And what I mean is with this is that it could be fresh snow like this. So picture yourself on a really nice run like this here. It could have a few tracks on it, and what I define an area that needs to be considered is a steeper slope above 25-30 degrees or so that has fresh snow in between the tracks. And I'll tell you why in a second. You'll see why even a track slope can avalanche, and that's something you need to keep in mind. So we're reducing the risk here. I find having an escape route in mind helps, because you can remember these various different points. Spreading out, again, once you've chosen a steep slope, fresh snow where there is a risk, spreading out, keeping your tracks close together. I believe that if the person in front of you didn't trigger an avalanche, then the chances are that there's no landmine under there, or at least if you're weight by yourself, the chances are you won't trigger an avalanche either. So stopping at island of safety. Another type of island of safety is that ridge that you can either gravitate towards, or if you can stay on and avoid being exposed to a danger from above. And convexities are often where it goes from flat to steeper is where avalanche is released from. And then what you want to do is try to avoid these terrain traps. Terrain traps are anything like rocks, cliffs, or anything below that can really make even a small avalanche deadly. Even a lake, there's been a number of people killed in the Teen Lac, not the big one, but the little one up by in the Teen area. So, and looking below and not triggering any avalanches on other people, that's really impolite, and it could have some serious consequences for you. And then having that escape route, just always, when you go onto a steeper slope, just thinking about where you would escape if something was triggered. So is it safe out there? Well, it depends on you. It depends on where you go and when, how you go down or up, and then finally being well prepared for a crisis if it did happen. And we're not perfect human beings and not perfect people or things. So sometimes the worst does happen. So you need to know your equipment and how it works, and keep that human factor in check. And I think it's really important those of you who get into the off-piste, especially to have a checklist. And I'm going to come out with one and publish one at some point in the next few months. My goal is, but with these title slides, I'm going to put them up on the blog on avalanchetalk.com. If you go into the blog, I'm doing posts actually on current conditions and stability and a number of ideas, even where the best snow is, because I do a lot of that. I was guiding most days too, looking for the best snow. That's what my life is. I love the off-piste, and I love looking for the great snow, and I try to help people like you all, help get you in there and have fun and be safe with that. But I think it'd be worth having a little checklist for yourself to remind you what you need to look out for before you get into that powder frenzy on a nice sunny day with fresh snow. So in sum, what we looked at, is it safe out there? It depends on where you go and when. The decisions you make with you and your mates. You're never going to be out there on your own, so you got to be able to make decisions and get along with the people you're riding with. And it also depends on how you go down or up. Once you've chosen a steeper slope of fresh snow, you have to know how to reduce the risk when you're on there. Stick with islands of safety, away from terrain traps and things like that. Spreading out, going one at a time if necessary. And it also depends on being well prepared for a crisis. If a crisis does happen and you need to get your mate out, or what might be more important to you, you want your mates to be able to get you out from underneath the snow if something happens to you.